What's up, guys? I'm Jonathan Baca, and today I'm going to be doing a review of The Conjuring. Let's get started. So, some notable facts we have was the movie was released July 19th, 2013. It starred Patrick Wilson and Farmiga, I believe that's how you say her name. The pretty one with the blue eyes. It's based about a family who lives at a farmhouse in Rhode Island. The year is 1971, and obviously they're having some paranormal complications in their house. This is based on a true story. It's on the case files of Ed and Lorraine Warren, and it is directed by James Wan. Some notable movies by James Wan are actually the Insidious series movies, the Saw series movies, Saw 1 through 6, the Conjuring series, which are now 1 through 3, the Annabelle series, I believe there's 3 of those, The Nun, and now Aquaman and Aquaman 2 is in production, and I believe Insidious 6, I want to say, is in production as well. Okay, well, movie production. James Wan is actually really good. He built great tension and some suspense throughout the whole movie. He had great scene construction. He used real life props and very minimal CGI. So what that means is that the props, were flying across room, wood actually breaking on stuff. There was very minimal like ghost CGIs and like fake things happening. It looked real to the human eye, and that's things that humans can relate to, which would make things more scary. And believe that the elements are real circumstances that'll, you know, get your hair standing up, get you on the edge of your seat. Um, James Wan also does a really good job of the structure of scares throughout the movie. He doesn't really have any cliche scares, like you've seen other scary movies. Oh my goodness, he's behind you, or there's a running car right there and we can leave the cabin. And, no, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, there's no really cliche scares. He makes you believe like this is the only way that they're gonna figure the problem out in this movie, and that's how they're gonna solve it. The only way out is solving it. So that's really cool. I like the fact they did that. There's no loud like jump scare music like or other scary movies. Maybe a loud like violin or something plays. He has like unique music taste, and it builds tension. Gets the element flowing. It really has you on the edge of your seat. The atmosphere he created was very creepy with the camera angles and the dark atmosphere. He used a lot of various dolls and children's toys, which would get you kind of creeped out because kids can be very creepy. The images, like pictures and just you see like a ghost in the corner or something like that, and the soundtrack really illustrates what's going on in the scene. It's a very, very good production. Moving on, we're going to talk about the acting and the characters. Patrick Wilson and Verma Fargo, who played Ed and Lorraine Warren, really dedicate themselves to this film. You can see it in their performances, and they really sold themselves as being Ed and Lorraine Warren. Like, I know personally when I see them, I'm like, that's Ed and Lorraine Warren, and I recognize them over the real Ed and Lorraine Warren, and they did a great job. Lily Taylor, she plays the mother. She executes the role of being a mom very well. She's able to care for her kids, and just a everyday mom that you'd expect to see. And then you really find herself change with the plot, which I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't want to give it away, but she executes herself very well. I do have an issue with the father, though, played by Ron Livingston. Not with his acting or performance, but his character. He was, cardboard cutout, a basic dad. He didn't really have any character development or importance. He was just kind of there. I mean, he had a couple, like, scenes, but nothing significant, to show his importance or the movie. Another good thing that happened was there was great acting by the children, which is very rare because children, aren't very great actors, especially when they're that young. But they played themselves well. They didn't just stand there and very still. They actually showed like that fear, like they were scared, and it was very good. Marketing. Well, the trailers, if you watched them before you went and watched the movie, you got a lot of the scares. They gave way too much away. All of the scares in the first half of the movie were pretty much in the trailer. So, I mean, you can't really blame like the movie's fault for that. That's more of production and marketing. So, I don't really affect the movie grade with that. But the second half of the movie was not a part of any trailers at all. So, that is a good thing. I mean, it led to a surprise after the climax, and it just hurt the development towards the climax. Okay, moving on. We're talking about formula, opinion, and conclusion. The Conjuring followed a basic formula of every scary movie. You know, family buys a house, notice weird things happening, calls all the people to investigate, bad things begin to happen. Oh, I'm gonna call the professionals. You know, they go investigate. Well, they kind of debunk the situation. Um, that's not making weird sound because of the supernatural. It's actually your pipes are crickety. Will end up something bad happening. They go back. They ultimately save the day. Happy ending. You know, basic movie stuff. Um, so I thought that was, you know, you can't really get away from that. I thought it was still good, and although it was a common formula, they executed it to perfection, which makes the movie stand out and above all of the other horror movies in the film. So with everything said and done, I give The Conjuring a movie grade of an A minus, and I think it's fully argumentative to, you know, a B plus or even an A. It just depends on, you know, the opinion of someone else. But for me, I give it the A minus. It would have been a B plus, but it was rated R simply because it's scary. There's not too much, you know, blood scenes. There's no really gore. There's no sex. You know, not very minimal cussing. So I thought that was awesome. It played the movie horror role to absolute perfection. Slow build up, plenty of quality scares, keeps you on your seat, never slowed down once it picked up after the climax. It was overall great, and you really couldn't figure out the whole plot until you get towards the end. Like, everything was just, you know, very well organized. But I'm going to say that is it. The movie was well, the directing was well, everything was perfect. Thank you very much.